Welcome everybody, thank you so much for actually tuning into my channel. Today I do not want to waste your time, I want to get right into it. As you've seen by the title, I have been on prep leave for the past 3 months, and that is literally my entire teaching experience online. So I've been teaching online for the past 3 months, and I just wanted to let you guys know in detail what my experience has been. So without wasting any more time, I will let you guys know as to how to get approved, how long it took me to get approved, what you guys should look out for, tricky things that happen on these sites, and yes, let's get right into it. Okay, first and foremost, in terms of application, it actually took me almost like a weekend to get approved on Preply. I applied on the Wednesday, I got approved on Saturday, I got my first trial lesson requests. I'll get into that on Sunday, and I started teaching on Monday. That's how quick everything went for me on Preply. On ITALKI, however, it took like a week, because by the next Wednesday, my profile was approved. However, because of the influx of applications that were coming through, they had to put stuff on pause, and then they just sent like a young message, and they were like, hey, don't worry, we're just trying to manage the amount of tutors or the amount of applications that we're getting, but should we take for our next intake, you guys will be the first people to actually have your profiles go live. And that took like a week. So all in all, everything for me took like almost a week, 2 weeks, like a week for me to get approved, a week and a half for me to get approved on both platforms. So that's how quick it happened for me. But for some people it does not happen that quick. But I've also heard on Preply is actually quite quick when it comes to approvals and the like. So especially if you're going to follow the rules and do what it is that they ask you to do in terms of your introduction video. I will actually put like a screen here, like a screenshot here of what are the main requirements when it comes to actually creating or shooting your introduction video, which plays such a huge role in you being approved on the platform. The second thing that you guys need to really focus on is the quality of your introduction video, the quality of your profile image. Don't take profile images where you've got busy like me in the background, like it's busy in the background. Just try to keep your background as clean as possible. This is just my setup for now. But when it comes to taking your Preply profile video, guys, make sure that it is clear in the background. It is not a selfie. Please do not be shooting selfies. Don't do that. Make sure that it is a proper, your face is clear. You do not have a lot of makeup on or something like that. Well, I actually don't know about makeup, but just try to be, don't paint yourself with makeup. Just be professional. Let it be like a professional profile picture. Be warm, have a smile on, so that it's more captivating, and people are like, oh my gosh, this person is actually so kind, when they actually look at your picture, because that first impressions count. I get it. Make it bright. Make sure that you're shooting in a very bright place so that your image comes out pretty clear. And also make sure, I think that's about it when it comes to your profile image. But when it comes to your video, so about the tips for a great video in terms of technical: keep your video between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. Do not let it extend more than that, right? To more than that. Do not let it exceed that time limit. So you need to keep it to 30 seconds to 2 minutes, right? Record in horizontal mode. Position your camera at eye level, so like this, don't let it be eye here, don't let it be here. Position it eye level so that it's as though you are talking to the person when you are actually recording your video. And use natural lighting in a background, right? So natural lighting, guys, that could be your window. You can sit right in front of your window so that you could get a right amount of natural lighting, so that it can give off the right amount of lighting in your video and make your videos clear. Your face and eyes are fully visible except for religious purposes, right, or religious reasons. So you know, sometimes with Muslims, sometimes they have to wear, you know, they like, I don't know what the attire is called, but they have to wear something that covers their nose and their lips, and their eyes are only showing. So if it's for those reasons, then you may have your video shot like that. But if you know that when you are like, you don't have to shoot your video like that, please don't wear spectacles, guys, in your videos and things like that. No, we don't want that. They don't want that. Your video is going to be wrong. Otherwise, you're not getting into Preply. If you're going to be wearing Zaza things out here, please do not do that. No logos, they say, no links, no contact details. Just introduce yourself, why you want to teach on Preply, what it is that you're going to be offering, where you are from, something interesting about yourself, you know. Just let it be nice, fast and concise, precise, get to the point, you know. And speak loud, guys, speak loud. Don't speak like this and, you know, no, speak loud, be audible, you know what I'm saying. And no slideshows or presentations, please. Don't put those things in, guys, please, don't put those things in. No slideshows, no this is what I'll be doing, this is how I'll be doing. You know what I also did for ITALKI? I actually did, because I saw someone do that, like, you know, like an introduction, you know, like on YouTube when you do like an intro for your YouTube video. I did something like that, and I saw this is actually not working. I changed my video and I kept it plain, because what I did was I used the very same video on Preply that I used on ITALKI, and both got approved. So just be mindful of that, you know what I'm saying. Greet your students warmly. So in terms of the content, greet your students warmly, you know. Highlight any teaching certificates. So for example, with me, I've got a TESOL, because I did mention in my previous videos that I was planning on going to Japan, but that didn't really work out. So do mention that, you know what I'm saying. You got a TEFL or a TESOL, you are accredited to teach non-native speakers from around the world, because that's really what the TESOL and the TEFL certificate enables you to do. You're able to go to different countries and be an English teacher, and you can also practice online. So yes, but on Preply you really don't need like a certificate. It is beneficial, but it's not like, you know, obligated, you know, for you to have it. So invite students to book a trial lesson with you. So if you would like to see an example, you can just check my video. As I've said, I've linked it down below, my peeps, and you'll be sorted. And I'll link also just a few other videos so that you guys can just see more versatile, more options, and a versatile way of shooting your introduction video. Now we are getting into the trial lesson, right? So basically the trial lesson is your introduction lesson with your student, and what that really means is just a lesson where you are going to get to know your student, who they are, what they do, why they want to learn, why they are actually using Preply to learn, you know, English, and to develop their English skills, or what their goals are. That's what you do, and that's the kind of information that you need to be finding out in that trial lesson. And a tip that I can give you is that please listen attentively, guys. Have a notepad or a notebook or your iPad, or open your laptop, open like another window where you can take the notes, you know, and maybe make them aware. Please don't think that I'm focusing on something else, because your eyes will not be really fixed on them as you're taking notes. That's impossible, you know, and unless you type like this, you know what I'm saying. But just mention that, can I just, you know, as you're talking, because I just want to just jot down what it is that you're taking so that I can easily remember it, you know. You can mention that to them, but do take notes as in where they're from, what they do, their goals, what goal do they want to reach, you know. Do they want to move from A levels to B levels, or B levels to C levels? What kind of content do they, what kind of topics do they like talking about? Also talk to them about your approach and your teaching style, you know. Are you more conversational? informational? Are you more directional? Are you more, you know, the kind of nature and the kind of environment of your classroom, who you are as well. It's also an opportunity for you to introduce yourself. You know, maybe there might be some common ground that you guys have, you know, and because of that, they will book you for further lessons, you know. So just be nice, be kind, you know, you don't have to be nervous about it, but I know that, you know, nerves will come in, especially when it comes to trial lesson, because you really want to score big on that, you know. But the best thing that I've done all the time is to give them a taste of what our class will be like, and the best way to do that is to actually have a lesson with them. Preply does offer a whole list of courses that you guys could do in accordance to their level, or there is like a test that they need to take that you guys can go over, you know, just to, so that test kind of helps them understand what their level is, but also you as a tutor, it gives you a clear understanding of what their level is in terms of English, their English level is. So you get A1, you get A0 to C1. C1 is super advanced, A0 is like beginner. That test kind of gives like a clear perspective as to where they are as English students, and you can use that in your trial lesson to maybe look at the areas that they didn't understand, the areas that they need more clarity on, you know. And you could also just do like just an example of a lesson, like a course, and then, you know, then you can say, okay guys, so I kind of had to stop the video due to space issues. What a bore. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, when you guys book your trial lessons, that's just how you can honestly just go about it. But just ensure in your trial lessons you kind of secure that booking, you know, and you can do it just by giving them a taste of this is how our lesson will be. And the best way to do that is to actually conduct a lesson during your trial lesson, you know. It is very important. I've been doing that ever since I started, and it's been working, you know. And also just to give them a taste of your lessons. I've spoken extensively about this in my previous video. Students can book their own lessons, or you can book students lessons for them. You can book lessons for the students. I would recommend that you know, because I remember the last time I did a mistake with one of my students, and I actually wasn't aware, and I've been doing that. I was not aware that when you, for instance, let's say you have set recurring lessons, right, and you actually book in a slot where a recurring lesson, so with Preply, students cannot book lessons 3 weeks from now, you know, especially if it's like weekly lessons. They can book single lessons, but if it's weekly lessons, they cannot book weekly lessons 3 weeks prior. So also me, I as a tutor, I can't book lessons 3 weeks prior. So I actually inserted a booking or like a place where it looked empty. I thought it was empty, and it took money from their credit. Do you get what I'm saying? I would actually recommend that you just let them book students for themselves, and there's just some who you can assist, you know, but just trust me, just let the students book lessons from themselves so that they can see when you're available, where you're available, and also just juxtapose that to their own time, you know. So when it comes to booking lessons, how it works is that once a student actually decides to continue with you as their tutor, they need to buy hours, and it is through those hours then they will select, maybe they want 20 hours and then book lessons, say 20. That's how students actually book lessons with you. So they buy hours, you know. They can buy 20 hours, 40 hours, 50 hours. There's some students where I don't know if they need to reach certain amount of lessons for them to be able to book 50 hours or something like that, but I'm not sure. Please don't take that with a grain of salt. But for some students, you'd find that they are not given the opportunity yet on Preply to book like 50 hours, 60 hours or something like that, you know, or more than 20 hours really. I don't know if they can book 60 hours, but more than 20 hours. I've seen 57, you know. So yes, that's just how your students book lessons on Preply. Even on ITALKI, it works exactly the same way. With regards to the booking of lessons and hours, students are able to transfer hours from a different tutor to you. Let's say they do not want to continue with that tutor anymore, they can take their credit that they have from that specific tutor and buy hours to you and transfer those hours to you within the Preply system. So that is possible. So should a student ask that, don't think it's anything dodgy. There are a lot of dodgy things that happen that some students do, which I will talk about in the other video that I will release, where I'm going to talk about things that they actually don't tell you when it comes to actually teaching on Preply and teaching online, and what you guys need to be on the lookout for, and what you guys can actually do to maximize your online teaching experience on Preply, on ITALKI, on Cambly, or whatever other platform that you choose to actually stick with. Be on the lookout for that video. But back to what we're talking about when it comes to transferring lessons, please, or transferring but again, transferring hours, please don't think that it's anything dodgy. Students are able to actually transfer their credit from a different tutor or to you, or should they decide not to continue with you, they can actually transfer whatever it is that they bought and take that, and transfer it to another tutor. And you will get an email that actually says, unfortunately, such a student has decided not to continue lessons with you. So you will get an email like that. I've gotten quite a few of those, because of availability and because of us discussing, especially when you raise your prices. There's some students that can't really increase with you, or they can't maybe afford the next price that you've set. So you will get emails like that. Or maybe just they didn't like you, they just didn't want to continue with you. Sometimes it's just that. So I will be linking a withdrawals video below, a withdrawal link below, so a video that you guys can watch, which helped me tremendously in understanding how to actually withdraw, or even link my PayPal to FNB and how to actually withdraw. So I use FNB as my personal bank, and I was able to actually link my FNB with my PayPal. It was a bit of a process. It just needs a bit of patience, but it is very important for you to follow the necessary steps and to ensure that you do not skip any steps, so that you get to link your PayPal and your FNB or whatever bank that you were using in a good way. I will link that link below so that you guys can watch that. But it is honestly such an easy process, and it won't take you like 16 hours, guys. All it needs maybe an hour or even 30 minutes for you to just really concentrate on it and do what needs to be done. Okay, so with that being said, you are able to, so what happens is you withdraw your money from Preply into PayPal, and that literally takes like seconds. And then for you to actually withdraw your money from PayPal to FNB, you would have to go into your FNB app and then go to the Forex, PayPal, go to withdraw from Preply, and then just follow the promptings. You select the amount that you want, and then you can withdraw then from Preply, and then you have to go back to Preply. There will be a redirecting link that redirects you to Preply, where you need to approve the withdrawal and the amount, and then go back to FNB. So it is a process, there's a whole lot of steps, back and forth steps that you need to go through. But once you press the finish button on FNB, then everything is done. But it will take, for me, it always takes 3 days for my money to reflect in my FNB account. And they do take bank charges, guys. They do take bank charges just for the transferring and whatever else. So just be aware of that. I see that a lot of people are coming into, are coming into Preply, just as a side hustle kind of thing. But you will soon realize that you are dealing with people's lives, you know, don't just treat it as a, you know, it's just one of those side hustles. Preply does need a lot of commitment, and it will often feel like a second job. That's why a lot of people really choose to do it 9 to 5. You know, some people choose to do it 9 to 5 because of availability purposes. And if you are coming into this, as I've said in the previous video, that if you're coming into this and you're thinking you're going to make big bucks, your big bucks are really dependent on your level of availability. Do you get what I'm saying? The more available you are, the more you're able to secure more students, and that's how you generate the income. But if you're going to be here for just like and also it depends on how you set your pricing, right? Now we'll get into just price changes and all of that, and how to go about all of that right now. But there's two things that will help you ensure that you can get the amount that you need, and also it's a game of patience, you know, because oftentimes, especially in the beginning, you are going to have to start at a low price, you know, so that you can gear the students in, and also you are like affordable for students, and then you can start increasing your prices as per your availability and as per the value that you are giving, you know. So it is very important that you understand that if you are expecting big bucks, that might not come immediately. You know, for some people it comes like that, and for others, people like me, as I've said before, it came little by little by little, but I was gaining more, you know, just by being on this platform, guys. This has been honestly such an amazing experience for me, and man, I cannot take this. I cannot, nothing can ever replace this, because it's such a unique experience.